And in 2020, I did a little over 1 million in volume in Florida. And then 2021 last year, when the pandemic hit, I almost got to well, I did reach my 3 million, but I did it in Florida and California. So when you put it together, it was 3.2 million for last year. So I had 8 deals total in Florida last year. Only one was California. It was my own deal because I like to get stable before I start my business. So I chose to kind of, just get my license here and then pick a home, pick where we want to live at, research the area. And then now that I'm stable, I'm focusing more on this area. Now I'm in Menifee now. But yeah, it was all Florida 2021.
You are listening to the Real Estate Proverbs Podcast with host Kevin Jefferson. This is the #1 podcast for African American real estate professionals who are doing extraordinary things. It's time to tune in. And now, your host, the People's Lender, Kevin Jefferson.
Welcome to the Real Estate Proverbs Podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Jefferson, and our guest today is Miss Tekila Palms. How you doing, Tekila?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. For those who don't know who you are, introduce yourself.
I'm Tekila Palms. I'm a licensed realtor in Florida. I'm also licensed in California. I do actively sell and list in both states. I am mom of 3 teenagers and wife to an active duty Marine. That's how we got stationed in California last year. So I got my license here, and the rest is history.
Rest is history, huh? So how did you get into real estate?
When I was younger, I used to watch my godmom when I was about 14, somewhere between 14 and 15 years old. I would go visit her in Brandon, Mississippi. She does in the Jackson area. She's a licensed realtor. And she would take me to her open houses, and I would just, be with her all day. And I was like, I like this, just being out, looking at homes, helping people. So ever since then, it's just where I wanted to be. And it was always my goal to be a realtor.
Got you. So you said 14? About 14?
Somewhere in there.
I'm not trying to age you, but when did you get your license?
I got my license 2017.
Okay. So with that, was that like by choice you decided to wait until you finished school or something like that, or you just felt like it was the right time to get into real estate?
No, actually I tried. When I graduated high school, I studied to be a realtor then. And I failed miserably. And looking back, I think it was because real estate is a different language, and you have to want to learn the language and understand it in order to, really pass that state test. Florida has one of the hardest state tests. So it was more, I had to learn that it wasn't about knowing definitions. Like, I was a straight A student in high school, so it's easy for me to, learn a definition, remember it, and write it down and give it back to you. But learning what it really means and how to use it and be more analytical with it was something I didn't know that they were looking for. So that's kind of where I felt. Then I went into preschool teaching because I was like, okay, well, maybe real estate is not for me. And I decided to be an educator. And then throughout my career being an educator, I decided and I learned that I like the kids more than the parents. So I said that wasn't for me as well. Then I went from that into the healthcare field. So I was in healthcare, and I have been in healthcare for about 10 years. So I currently work for a healthcare facility or healthcare company, and I also do real estate. So I'm dual career for both.
Wow. So the healthcare portion, is that one of your niches in getting clients, or is that just what you do for a living at this time?
It's just what I do. In addition to real estate, I'm virtual, so I work from home. I've been working from home for them for about 6 years now. So I really don't meet anyone. It's behind the scenes kind of health insurance company. So I don't really, meet nurses and things of that nature. Real estate is it was on the side. It was kind of, when I first started real estate, it was like, I knew I could not go full time because I have kids and bills and bills are real, and commission job doesn't always, work well when you don't know where that next commission is coming from. You have a bill due. So I never wanted to have to stress and force my clients. So I chose to have one job that I knew I could, rely on and succeed in, and then have the other on the side where I could just focus on helping people. And whatever transactions came with that came with it. So it was never like, hey, you have to buy this house, or, you have to get this house. It was more like, okay, how can I help you? And when you want to buy this house, and let me do it on your terms. So that's been my business.
Gotcha. Year to date, what was your most successful year?
Most successful year was when the pandemic hit. It's kind of crazy. 2021, when I moved from Florida to California, and there are reasons for that. In 2019, don't want to be too personal, but I went through a personal situation. I went through a divorce, and I decided that I kind of wanted to take a little break, right? So I didn't do as much business in 2019. I literally only sold one house, and that was because I met her in 2018, and I just wanted to finish, helping her. And I decided I was going to take a little break, right? So I took a health break. I traveled, I had fun, I took cruises, and I met my husband. And in 2020, I did a little over 1 million in volume in Florida. And then 2021, last year, when the pandemic hit, I almost got to I did reach my 3 million, but I did it in Florida and California. So when you put it together, it was 3.2 million for last year.
Gotcha. I mean, that's tremendous. Like, it's not an easy feat, as well as, doing it in multiple states. So that's definitely to be commended.
Thank you.
So it sounded like last year, the bulk of your business was in Florida, but you were in California.
Right. So I had 8 deals total in Florida last year. Only one was California. It was my own deal because I like to get stable before I start my business, because I like to do my business, where I live and then surrounding areas, especially like California. You can be an hour and a half away, 2 hours away from somewhere. And if all your business is that way, then that's a lot of driving, and gas is expensive. So I chose to kind of, just get my license here and then pick a home, pick where we want to live at, research the area. And then now that I'm stable, I'm focusing more on this area. Now I'm in Menifee now. But yeah, it was all Florida 2021.
How is the transitioning going from being Florida to California? Like, how I know when I moved from Delaware to Georgia, I felt like all of a sudden I started getting a lot of calls from Delaware, and I'm gone. Like, I'm gone. So are you experiencing that, or it's kind of about, the same as it was if you were still in town?
I don't know. To be honest, it's like a glitter bomb. I call it a glitter bomb. Like, all this good stuff just starts happening, right? So like currently I have a buyer right now that's I have someone taken out in Florida. I actually have three active buyers that I'm working with in Florida right now that are pre-approved. And I have realtor partners that take them out, do their, take them to their showings, open houses. They go to their inspection with them, their appraiser, and their closing. And I pay them out of my commission, so the buyer never pays them. Never have to worry about it, but they're fully taken care of. But it's blunt. I also have one listing contract I just signed a few days ago for Florida, so I'm also listing. I list there and help people buy there. So it's just still going. I don't pay for leads or market in your traditional sense. It's all social media.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which social media platform do you use the most?
Facebook, because I forget to go on Instagram. I'm trying to do Instagram better. I just forget. Nothing against Instagram. I really need to do better at it, but I'm more Facebook. I think most of my customers are now, my Facebook friends. So I post and they see me post things. They see me, active. They see me helping people. So they're like, hey, she helped me. And now go to this realtor. So the listing that I'm currently doing in Florida, she's actually moving to Georgia. And she texts me, she's like, I really wish you were licensed in Georgia because I need you for both states. And like, I can't. So I just try to serve people well, and it works, like.
Had you ever thought about, when you transitioned from Florida to California, had you thought about giving up your Florida license?
Of course. When I first were told that we were going to be PCS in here, um, my first initial thought was, I need to hang my license up. I can't do this. How do I do this from miles and miles away? And then I talked to some realtors that were, a little bit more experienced, and they told me that, you can put your license on like a referral status where you're not really actively licensed. So I think you don't pay the same dues annually. But when I told my customers, I'm like, hey, I'm going to have to, put you with someone else. And these were people I, working with, getting their credit right, helping them through the process. And they were not yet approved. And they begged me like, no, we don't want to go with anyone else. So I had to figure it out. So I was going to, but I figured it out.
So what was the first system you implemented, for your business for that?
Getting help. Teamwork makes the dream work. So the first thing I had to do was find, other realtors that hold themselves, at a high standard like I do, so that I can fully trust them with my clients, to take them out, to see homes. If I set an appointment for 4:00, show up at 4, not, 4:30 and 5:00. So it was just kind of finding other realtors to work with, which for me was very easy because a lot of my friends became realtors. So this is now like a partnership, and I help them grow their business. For my newer agents, I let them shadow me as kind of a win-win for them. So mentorship is really expensive in real estate. You can end up paying thousands of dollars just for, a good mentor. So what I do for the newer agents, I tell them, hey, if you help me, then I'll help you. Anything you need, any training you need. If you want to, watch me do a listing contract, if you want to know, what I tell my sellers, how to pull tax records, anything, then I will help them. And in turns to help them grow their business.
So how many people do you have that you would consider your team?
4 to 5. 5 I'm kind of still filling out, but 4 to 5. So yeah. And I try to spread them out so that different areas is accounted for. So I'm more the Tampa Bay area, but we have surrounding areas. Like you might have your Clearwater going north area, your Tampa, going west area. So it's just, or east. So I kind of have to know, what realtors are in what areas, so that my clients can be better assisted. The one I have now, she likes to jump all around. So she has one realtor that doesn't mind doing that, but I try to make it so that, it's that realtor's focus in their area, so that they're not, driving an hour and a half or 2 hours. So.
Got you. California. What system are you putting in place to grow your sphere?
Cali. So right now what I'm doing is connections. So I'm with Atlas Realty Group. I just joined them. I'm really excited about them. I just joined them about a month and a half ago. And I'm actually building a team. So we should go live next month. I'm not going to say the name because we're not ready yet. But I'm building a team that's going to focus on a certain niche.
Okay.
In this area. And how I'm doing that is I'm reaching out to, I have loan officers that I am now working with, so that we can refer clients back and forth. I actually just got that solidified this week. So I have about 30 loan officers right now that are in all different states. But when they get, the California loan in this area, if they don't know realtors, because, these loan officers might live in Milwaukee somewhere, they don't know a California realtor, so I'm giving them someone that they can reach out to instead of competing with the loan officers and realtors in this area. So I'm working on that. I'm also just trying to meet as many people as possible, grow my spirit, my personal spirit, because I'm a realtor, but I'm also a person. I love to get out. I love to do things. So I have a meetup group. It's an app. You can go on Meetup, and it is called Riverside's Melting Pot of Friends. So we do different things on there. This week, this Saturday, we're going to a restaurant in Temecula called Be Good. I love them. Absolutely love their drinks and their food. So we're just going for a good chill time. February, we're having a lovers picnic, which all of our lovers are going to come out. There's a winery where you can bring food, and we're just going to chill and get to know each other. And then I have a family skate night for 13 and up. It's a Friday in February, I think the end of February. So it's just doing different things. I want to go hiking with them, skating. And right now I have about 50 people in that group, but it's only been 2 weeks. So I'm growing that group to meet, people. And if they need a realtor, then that's fine. Or if they know someone that, needs to buy and sell. But at the end of the day, I just like, meeting people and growing. So.
Got you. 2021, last year was your best year. How does the forecast of your business look for this year?
Pretty good so far. I already have one listing that I just got on the contract. I have a buyer closing in Florida in March. I have 3 active buyers right now looking in Florida. So right now, Florida is still booming. Florida's still Florida. And I appreciate Florida so much because I'm always getting referrals, and Florida's crazy. So right now, last year I did only 8 transactions, and no, well, 9 if you include California, with 3.2 million. So I'm looking to double or triple that. Now, my goal and hopes is 25 transactions total this year. So
that's awesome. I'm sure you'll accomplish it.
Thank you.
Sure you'll accomplish it. For someone who is in a similar situation like you, military wife, have their real estate license and looking to move to a different place where they don't really know anybody, maybe there's a group for wives on the base. What would be one of the first things you would have them do before they got to their destination?
Just join like social groups. Facebook, social media is awesome. People talk about it, but I don't really think it gets enough credit. Like, you can join all different kind of groups, doing all different kind of things, and just meet people before you get to an area. So I think that's just big, just getting out there, not being afraid to say, hey, I'm new, we're moving to this area. I like to meet people, I like to do this. Also not being afraid to say, hey, I'm a realtor, if that's what they do, and let people know what you do, because a quiet realtor doesn't make money. So.
Right. What would be the first thing you would have them do once they're settled in their space in that area?
Party? No.
Say we're done moving.
Just relax. I would say first thing is just, maybe meeting people in your neighborhood, maybe meeting your neighbors. My neighbor, when we first got here, I met her, and she told me that she was a photographer, and I would have, worked with her to do my headshots here, but she was in Mexico when I wanted to do it. So I would say just get out and meet your neighbors and let them know who you are.
Got you. Do you have a niche that you work on in your business?
No, not currently. I'm working on that. I literally try to help everyone. I know it sounds crazy when I say I do some type of educational course every month. So I'm learning every loan that I could possibly learn: VA, FHA, conventional, first-time home buyers. I have down payment assistance programs. I'm learning land, mobile homes. It just does not matter. When someone reaches out to me, I want to be able to help them. And if I don't know it, then I, try to figure it out. But I don't really have a niche. I am considering for my team that's coming up, focusing more on your VA loans and your veterans and your active duty, just because the area that I'm in, there's so many military here. So that's kind of where we're headed.
Got you.
But I'll help everyone else still.
Doesn't have to be VA necessarily, huh?
Not at all.
Got you. So in terms of, you mentioned that you had a lot of events going on. That sounds strategic in establishing relationships with the spouses to the veteran or the military person, and then also incorporating teens and kids and family into it. So you all kind of just build those relationships.
Right.
So from there, how do you plan on utilizing that data you receive from those people?
Not really the data. So I learned a lot from Florida.
Okay.
And that is if I'm a people person and I just meet people and I be myself and have fun, people will just gravitate. And they'll feel comfortable enough to tell you like, hey, I'm trying to get a home loan or I'm trying to do this. Can you help me? So that's what I learned from Florida. I was in church groups in Florida. I was in a lot of different things, and that allowed me to meet a lot of different people. So that's kind of where it's not really about like, oh, let me use their, information and try to contact them. It's more about one, like I said, I'm a people person and I'm bored and I'm in the house and I want to get out the house and I want to do stuff. And I want to meet people. But also if they meet me and they say, oh yeah, you're a realtor, I need help, then that's a win-win for me. And also, I'm also focused on meeting people that I can help their business too. With me just purchasing my own home, like I need landscaping, I need all kind of stuff, and I don't know anyone here. So it's kind of your informal networking, I guess. Not really formal about it. So
Got you. Do you guys have a allotted time to be there in California? Is his orders? Does he have a start and end date?
So this is his last one. He's been in 17 years. So he will retire 2024. The kids all graduate 2024 and 2025. So we have teams. They're all back to back. So if real estate doesn't pop off, then we're going back to Florida. So right now we don't know where we're going to end up at. It just all depends on what happens in life. If you let him tell it, he'll be in Barbados with Rihanna somewhere. So we'll see.
Cool, cool. So if you had a marketing budget of $1,000 a month,
Hmm.
what would that budget be allotted to help you grow your business?
I would focus on farming a specific area.
Okay.
Um, and I would use it for social media. Facebook has really inexpensive marketing where you can, take one post and reach a lot of people. And I think that's awesome. I do that with my listings. It's a part of my marketing for my listings. So when I put my listings up, I do market them because, I take that out of my commission and I want the most people I can to see their homes. So I would just focus on, social media and getting out into the neighborhoods. One of my ideas, I don't want people to steal it, but I don't mind sharing. For my neighborhood, when summertime comes, I'm going to have an ice cream truck come over and hey, I'm just buying ice cream for the neighborhood. So just to meet people. So
Are there going to be special cones or cups with your company information on it?
I don't know yet. I haven't figured out all the details of it, but it's just something just to get out and meet people, just a reason to say, hey, come out and meet me. So yeah.
Got you, got you. That's great. I mean, sounds like you're doing all the right things to establish yourself in a new area. And I mean, those ideas that you have in terms of the different events are great. Because people are looking for things to do. And I'm sure everyone on the base is a transplant. So, so that allows for them to get out and say, hey, matter I'm gonna go to the ice cream social because I've been here 6 months and I hadn't really met anybody. So that
Mhm.
sounds like a strategic. And when I said data, I meant relationships. I'm sorry, I didn't mean you were going to
It's okay.
email them.
Some people do that. They'll create these groups and they'll pull all your information. All of a sudden, you're getting like spam. And I don't spam people. Even my previous customers, I don't spam them. I don't send them, a bunch of, oh, here's what's going on. Like, no, I'm not. If I don't have anything specific for you, then you won't hear from me. I just hope that you remember, when you had a good realtor, just refer me. But I don't spam people. It's not me.
Got you. if we were having a conversation in 12 months about your business, where do you hope for it to be in 12 months?
Whew. Tripling my net income. But also just tripling how many people I help. At the end of the day, I always write it on my goal board, and it frustrates all of my brokers normally. My current one, he's okay with it. But they always ask me, like, how much money you want to make this year? And it's never about how much money I make. It's about how many people I help. So for me this year, I would like to do 25 or more. 25 or more transactions. So that way I know I've helped 25 people and gave them a great realtor. They got into a good home, or they sold their home and they got, all of their money's worth. Currently, right now, every home I've sold has gotten 100% equity out of their home. So we lost nothing.
Wow. Well, cool. This has been awesome. It's very insightful. When I made the post and you responded, I've talked to people who were in neighboring states. I've even had a few agents that were in Georgia and Michigan, or Georgia and Illinois, but never Florida and California. And I was intrigued by your story. I think that, you stated you only sold 8 houses. Some people didn't sell but one.
Right.
So never, just encourage, never belittle what you did, because that person who sold one was like, man, if I sold 9 houses, I'd be doing this. So you're to be commended. I mean, it's amazing that you're doing it 3,000 miles away. I look forward to doing a part 2 to see how things go in California and how your plan works out for you in the next 12 months. This is the Real Estate Proverbs Podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Jefferson. Have a great day.
Thank you for watching the Real Estate Proverbs Podcast with Kevin Jefferson. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when the latest video drops.